Most people know that I get a discount on Beachbody products because I'm a Beachbody coach. Okay, 25% discount to be precise. There are a lot of people that are, regular Beachbody customers. They buy things here and there, and they're not interested in becoming a coach to work it as a business like I do, but they are sort of interested in a discount. Okay, and there is a point where it makes mathematical sense to become a coach just for a discount. And so this presentation is really for you. So if you're interested in becoming a coach simply for the discount, you don't want to work it for the business, then this presentation is for you, because there is a mathematical point where it just simply makes sense to become a coach. So I'm Cole Stevens. I'm a diamond coach with Beachbody. I'm based out here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And just over the next few minutes, we're just going to walk you through this process. Okay, so you may be like me. I started off as a happy customer, right? I got into P90X, and that program worked wonders for me, and so I start looking at other Beachbody products that are also really good. Okay, so you may start looking at things like, hey, the recovery drink's fantastic, the protein bars taste absolutely wonderful, Shakeology has done wonders for my diet. I stick with that one. The vitamins I use, the protein powder, things like that. All right, but these things aren't free, of course, right? So P90X is a one-time cost of $120. Okay, that's very reasonable. These other products, okay, each on their own, they're not bad. But as you go through there and you start looking at how much you spend a month, okay, you can spend upwards of a couple $100 a month just on supplements, okay. And at that point, it does sort of become expensive, okay. And you start thinking that hey, a discount may not be such a bad thing to look at, okay. So you may have heard from your coach come up to you and say, hey, I really appreciate your business, but are you aware that Beachbody gives everybody the opportunity to own their own business? Okay, and the business opportunity with Beachbody is called a coach, and coaches have an opportunity to earn a 25% commission off things sold from their website, but they also get a 25% discount off anything they buy from Beachbody. Okay, so you as a customer may hear that and go, I appreciate that, but I'm not interested in coaching though. I've got a lot on my plate. I've got kids running all over the place. Work's really crazy. Thanks anyway. I'll continue to be a customer, right? But in the back of your mind, you're going, man, I do spend quite a bit. So saving 25% is pretty appealing. So the question that you may have then is, can you become a coach just for the discount? Sure you can, right? And the threshold where it makes sense to become a coach as just for the discount is $60. So if you spend $60 or more per month on Beachbody products, then you just simply should be a coach because it makes mathematical sense, right? So as a coach, you get a 25% discount, and then there is no monthly purchase obligation, right? You don't have to buy $20, $50, or $100 worth of stuff a month in order to be a coach with Beachbody, right? We'll kind of walk through that simply, but just kind of know that that's the case. You don't have to purchase inventory. You don't have to purchase a certain amount a month to be a coach. Okay, so if you don't buy anything one month, well, they don't kick you out of the program. It's just, you just don't really get your discount. Okay, so is it free to get started? No. I mean, this is a business. There is a startup fee. It's only $40 though. So $40 one-time fee to get started. You pay that your first month and you never have to pay that again. Okay. You become a coach. It's a $40 entrance fee. Okay. So there is also, starting your second month, a $15 a month business services fee. Okay. So for people like me who work the business and actually have people buy things regularly from my website, I really appreciate the fact that Beachbody covers all my shipping, all my billing. They handle all my customer service. They do all my accounting for me. This is basically what the $15 a month covers. So now you as a customer, you're just looking for the discount. This really eats into your bottom line, right? So the 25% discount is eroded by the fact that there is a startup cost and there's this $15 a month business services fee, right? And that's where the $60 a month minimum comes in. Okay, so let's take a look at a simple example. Oh, sorry. I do mention one thing is, as a coach, you do have the opportunity to make these things I call location sales. Okay, so I understand you're not in it for working the business or whatever, and I'll get to where this can happen in a second. Okay, but just take a simple example. Let's say that you're using the P90X recovery formula and you like the protein bars and you buy those basically every month. That total comes out to about $69. Okay, so let's take a look at the math between buying that as a coach and buying that as a customer. Okay, so as a coach buying these two products, your first month, right, there's a $40 startup fee. Your 25% discount on the products brings it down to $51.75. So you're actually going to spend about $92 that month, all right, where just as a customer, you're spending about $70. Okay, so first month you take a hit. Second month kicks in. The $15 business services fee kicks in. You still get the discount on the products, but look at your total now at $66.75 as opposed to $69. Okay, so you are saving money beginning with month 2. Okay, month 3 looks just like month 2. I just put that in there just for continuity. So each month from now on, you have the $15 a month business services fee, the cost of your products, and all that other stuff stays the same. Okay, same as a customer. All right, so if we string this out over a year, okay, a coach, you're going to spend about $826 on products over the course of a year, including all your startup fees and business services fees, right? Your total cost is $826. As a customer, it's $828. $2. Okay, so did you spend less money? Yes, you did. Okay, now agreed, a couple dollars isn't really that compelling. All right, so let's take a look at another example. So we'll start off with the same two products, protein bars, recovery drink, and let's add Shakeology to the mix, right? That's $120 a month as retail as a customer. Okay, so if we do the month 1 numbers again, startup fee is still $40. Your products, including your discount, are $141. So you're spending about $180. All right, where you as a customer buying these retail is $189. Okay, so starting month 1, you've already saved money. All right, and it just gets bigger with month 2, right? Because the startup fee's gone, the business services fees kick in, so you're spending a total of $156. Or as a customer, you're still spending $189. Okay, and that just continues month 3 through the rest of the year. Okay, so over the course of the year now, as a coach, you spend about $1,900, and as a customer, $2,268. Okay, the difference there is about $350 a month saved over the course of a year. Okay, as a coach, and to me that makes sense. And this is you as a customer becoming a coach only for the discount. Okay, you don't have to do anything month to month. You order the same stuff that you're already ordering. You just get it at a discount. Okay, and in this case, makes absolute sense. You've saved $300 a year. Okay, that's significant. Okay, but let's take this idea of location sales. Okay, this you have as a coach that's not even an option as a customer. Okay, so take a look at the following scenario. Right, you're within a group of people. Could be with a group of people at work, out at lunch, at church, at a party. It doesn't really matter, but you're in with a group of people. They're having a conversation. You hear somebody say, hey, I've seen that P90X infomercial about 1,000 times now. Right? Somebody else speaks up and says, yeah, me too. I've seen it, and doggone it, I think I'm just going to go ahead and buy the darn thing and just to see if it works. All right. Now we're sitting over here going, well, I've done P90X. I like all these things. I know that it works. I am a coach. So you could just simply speak up and say, hey, you can buy it for me. I'm a coach for Beachbody. Here's my website. If you're interested, you can go there and buy it, log in, hit the shop button, and they log in and buy it from you. And then you get a 25% commission off of that. Okay. And again, you don't really have to do anything. This has happened to me, my wife, a number of different times. You just happen to be in the right place at the right time, and somebody mentions P90X or Insanity or Turbo Jam or Turbo Fire, or the fact that they're interested in getting some vitamins or they want to get control of their diet. Okay, it happens all the time, and you can just simply speak up and say, hey, here's my website. Go check it out. Okay, so let's go back to the simple math example, okay, where you save $2 a year. Let's just say that over the course of the entire year, you make a couple location sales, right? You're in the right place, the right time, and somebody just happens to mention it, okay? Right? If we'll just stick with P90X, right, because that's the typical example. Okay, P90X retails for $120. Okay, you get 25% of that, so that's about $30. Okay, so that means that basically lowers the amount that you spend by $30. Okay, so up here, the total price that you're spending now goes down to about below $100. Okay, I said that we did that twice over the course of the year. Okay, so again, that's another $30 commission check that you get. All right, which brings the overall amount that you spend down to $760 a year, as opposed to $828. Okay, so again, the math definitely makes sense. The opportunity to make these location sales pops up. Okay, even though again you're not actively working the business, I understand that, but again, you just have the opportunity to go through there and save money and possibly make a little bit on the side as well. Okay, so everybody always generally has questions, and that's fine. There's more to it, of course. But get back with me. I've put together more information on my website at coalfiredfitness.biz. Send me an email, give me a phone call, however it is you want to get in touch with me, but I'd be glad to talk with you some more about it. So again, appreciate your time.